Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt. Hi.
Everybody's cat is Mama Cat. How are you?
And we're live, we're here, we're back. Get on out of that waiting room, climb on into the elevator. We're going to go all the way up to the 10th floor this week because there is so much to talk about General Hospital.
There's tons.
But before I get too deep into a chat, a tin, there's a button I need to push. Because in half an hour from right now,
Oh,
there's a big announcement coming your way right here on the 10th floor.
mm-hmm.
Here we go. Climb into this elevator, folks. Get on out of there. Hey, Kaiwan is here. Cheryl is here. Cindus is here. Hi, you guys. Melissa, of course, Melissa's here. It's not a 10th floor without Melissa, right? Melissa launched her own YouTube channel, by the way, so check that out. Carolyn is here. Hi, Carolyn. Janet. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, howdy. Anyway, we're all in the elevator going up to the 10th floor. Get out of the elevator. You look to the left. Nobody's hanging out on the bench. You look to the right. Nobody's really hanging out in the nurse's station because everybody is too busy standing around their water coolers talking about who done it.
I know.
Who done it?
Who done it? But the wonderful citizens of Port Charles, they don't even realize that something's been done yet.
People don't even know that something's been done. Hey, Jacarius is here as well. Jacarius, huh? Oh my God! Yeah, nobody knows that something has been done yet.
No, not really.
Oh, I mean, okay, so we going to do this classic GH fashion where we show a bleeding out body on the ground for 45 minutes, and at the tail end of Monday, somebody's like, "What's that?"
We have to see Roger Howarth like that.
What? It's so sad to see Roger.
We get to see Roger Howarth like that. In the last couple of years, was he not laying on the floor bleeding out?
Oh yeah, that's how Franco died. This is exactly how Franco died. Except Peter did that.
Peter did that.
Did Peter do it again?
Well, I don't know.
Announcement, Jacarius, you have to wait another 27 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yeah, the timer's right there, Jacarius.
It's counting down. You should be able to see it.
Yeah, if you can't see it, tell Mr. IT man.
Yeah, let me know. Melissa wants to know what character Roger Howarth will come back as this next. It really depends. Honestly, for me, it's two paths for me. Okay, 3 paths really. Austin lives. Okay, Austin dies. Now, if Austin dies, this means 2 things for me. Number 1, that either means Roger Howarth is done. Or 2, it means that they've finally decided that Todd is going to return to General Hospital. Otherwise, I don't see the point of killing Austin unless Roger Howarth is done or if they're bringing back Todd. What other character would we possibly need Roger Howarth to be playing?
No, and having him, I mean, this is a story arc, and if he in fact dies, he's dying in the middle of the arc.
Yeah, it's a very awkward time to just be like, we came up with a new character, someone way better than Austin for you to play. It seems like in
the character of Austin, though, we did see in the character of Austin, we saw all these different faces of Austin.
Like we did?
Austin that they had walk in with the shaved hair and the little pony.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
That's not Austin with today.
That's not the Austin that we have
today.
Not the way he
looks, or in the character, or in how he's portrayed.
No. Now, if Roger Howarth is on the way out, it makes sense to me. Why, if twofold. Number 1, if the show is like, we really haven't been able to figure this out going forward. So I think best for everybody is to just part ways for a little while. Give you as an actor a rest from our audience. Give us a rest from trying to be creative for you. And let's just come back to the table in 9 months. But for now, let's be done.
Let's be done.
Or it's
And
entirely possible that the contract came up and Roger was like, I really haven't been digging what I've been doing the last couple of years, you guys. I think I'm going to go see what else might be out there.
maybe, especially now that all the strikes are over.
Yeah, I mean, there's maybe a lot more opportunity out there for somebody to pursue that might not have been the case before. So I don't know.
And
Don't come here for the news. We don't know.
It's not. I don't know. I kind of would like to see him survive because I want him to be Cyrus's kid.
Yeah, I want him to be Cyrus's son. So if he is
I want him to
dead,
be Cyrus's kid.
if he is dead and it's Cyrus's responsibility, if it was at his order, then what story is that?
And they could just play it that it was at his order to pass himself off as a Quartermain.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his first job from the boss was to infiltrate the Quartermains
Try to get
and
some of that
become
Q
a
money.
Quartermain and steal all the damn money.
Get some of that Q money. Yeah.
Get some of that Q money.
But
So
it didn't work out.
No, it didn't.
So I don't know. I don't know.
But that would kind of explain it a little bit too of how he entered.
It's there.
Really,
it is there for them to use if they so choose.
And he's not a Quartermain at all because he's actually a gray.
Yeah, it's so into. I just don't know what's gonna happen. Because they really have been putting down these foreshadowing moments. Like Cyrus was even like, "I'm responsible for the life you live." It just real seems like it, and so it would be very strange for Austin to be dead and this revelation to be looming over things, unless him being dead is a part of the whole thing. What if it was Ava or Nicholas or somebody that wasn't,
or maybe he was Gatlin Holt. Maybe he's a Gatlin Holt through some kind of adoption or something.
Or he's just
or
Gatling Gray.
That could explain that.
Gray. He's probably not a Holt and just a Gatlin.
Yeah.
And man, and Cyrus and stuff and being the daddy. I just, and then if he is, then he's Laura's nephew and just so much there.
Cousin Mason is already in Hindenville.
I guess,
huh?
I guess. Last we saw him, he was still in the hospital.
Well, they didn't show him being led off to Bentonville. They just really implied that that's where he's going.
If Cyrus had nothing to do with Austin's death, and it was somebody like Nicholas, then I don't know. I guess that story we can explore, where Cyrus is like, you killed my kid, now I'm really going after you, or you killed my kid, what has my life brought me to?
You shot your son.
You shot your son. Don't you know? You shot your own son.
Well, it's not looking good for Austin though, because he's bleeding from the chest.
Took 2 shots, by the way, not just one.
And with a bang bang.
Bang bang, not just a bang. So here's what I'd mentioned just before we went on air. Now, if it was one bullet to the gut, just one bang, right?
More like Charlotte.
Like Charlotte. I could see.
Like Charlotte.
I could see, But 2 shots to the chest with literally nobody around. It's not looking good for Austin. And I wonder.
And he recognized the person.
He did recognize the person, and so that's interesting.
Whoever shot him.
What are you doing here? Now I feel as though if it was like a Cyrus or a Mason or something, it wouldn't be like, oh, what are you doing here? And more of a like, get the hell out of my house. It
didn't really sound like really surprise either. Unusual, but not like real surprising. Because it wasn't like he did, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Sandy's here. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, I don't know. Chandra is unable to participate in the chat this week. She said she's listening on the road. She said she's right now driving to Pawtuck to figure this all out. So, thank you, Chandra, for getting to the bottom of it. Because we need to visit Pawtuck, and we really do need to figure out what the heck is up. What is going on with the Gatlin gang? Who's responsible for this?
we can go back to, where out to the shack where Maxie was.
Yeah,
Oh,
and we can look in the hole to see if we can find that nurse's body. You know,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
I think that
So
we're all
silly.
pretty secure in the knowledge though that Roger Howarth will be coming back to play another character, and that character is going to be Molly. So we're pretty
Yep.
secure in that.
Yep.
Now this newest Molly seems to be moving on with momentum.
Well, out of all the Mollies, of course, not including Haley in there, but of all the new Mollies, I do enjoy this one the most. So
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
if this is if hopefully I'm hoping that this one, if we got to do Molly 5, my gosh, that's just ridiculous. Okay.
I mean, I've lost count of how many Mollies
Right.
we've had. But yeah, no. So Roger Howarth is Molly. That's gonna be fine. Current Molly, she's good. She looks the most Cassadine of them all.
And if they just keep on going like this, they can just like the role of Molly Lansing Davis is being played by a mama cat this week.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's just like there's never a permanent casting. It's just always somebody new. It's the role that the guest star comes in. Elizabeth Taylor, which is a bad reference now because I don't think she's doing any work right now. But oh my
Yeah, but I
gosh.
think this one's going to stick around. I do.
Greg Urquhart joins the cast as Molly.
Well, well, he pulls off Leo Stark pretty well.
Well, Stephanie agrees with you. I agree with Mama Cat. This Molly is the best of the recasts, and so far so good. Yeah, I like the moment that she and Alexis had, where Molly, where TJ informs Molly of what happened with the surrogate. The surrogate miscarried,
Right.
and that's sad because they were very excited about having this baby.
Mhm.
So the surrogate miscarried, and that is when Alexis shows up to return Molly's tablet that she had left at the Metroport.
Mhm.
Perfect timing, serendipitous, exactly when you need your mama. Throws that door open. It doesn't say anything. Just throws herself into Alexis's arms and big old cry. And of course, Alexis is there to just take her daughter's pain, not knowing
Yeah.
what the heck is going on. But I
Mhm.
thought that was a good moment. I liked that.
I liked it too. I
Um,
liked it
they
too.
haven't killed any of the Davis girls.
No.
In all of the years that they have been a part of GH, they haven't been sat and strangled. They haven't been text message killed. Uh,
No, but I think they've been kidnapped a couple of
of
times.
course, they've been kidnapped. They've had drama and danger and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they have all survived up into adulthood, into relationships, into the ability to have children, and all sorts of different things. Which shows to me that the Davis girls, the Davis family, that collection of four, is
Mhm.
important to General Hospital.
Yes.
And so to
Yes.
see moments where they do put importance into that, and moments where you can see that family interacting and the love that they have for one another and the bond that they have, it's always good to me.
Yeah. Well, I like this trio of daughters the most from what we've seen in the last year. I like
Hmm.
this trio of daughters.
We had to find that magic solution of the Molly equation.
Mhm. And if they can, if they can really knock it out of the park with the material they're given, maybe we will give a darn about the
I
series.
don't know. I don't know. I
Don't
want
know if they
to.
can do that for you, huh?
I want to. I want to.
I know.
I want to be invested in every story that they
I
have.
know.
This particular one, I don't know if I'm gonna be, but I want to be. But I want to be. I do.
And obviously, with the miscarrying, and I guess that's just the end of the character of Andrea. That's her name, right?
I guess unless she's gonna come
Surrogate.
back in a year saying, "Oh, by the way, your baby's not dead, and I just kidnapped it."
Yeah, I think it's this. I think they just decided
No, no.
that's not how the
Clearly,
pregnancy story is
to
going to
me,
end. This is going to be a miscarriage, and then he's gonna.
to me is Demi's sister. Anyway, to me, I feel like they had plot beats they had planned out for this thing, and they have just been taken forever to get to them. We're gonna
Mhm,
struggle. They're gonna fight. The reason why we pick somebody that isn't Christina is because Molly isn't getting along with her right now.
mhm,
They get over it.
mhm.
Surrogate loses baby. Christina now becomes the surrogate. I feel like that this is all stuff that makes sense to me, like a writer would have written down as the plot beats to the
Maybe it
story.
took so long because of all the different Mollys.
It's entirely possible that it took long because Haley Poulos made a poor choice and just really delayed things. It's possible that the writer's strike had something to do with it because this story was birthed before the strike, or it was at least in the outline that was left by the
Mhm.
head writers when the strike started. So I don't know. I don't really know what's contributed to. I would imagine actor problems would be the
Yeah.
biggest one.
I can't believe that it was meant to be this slow of a burn all this time. Because I mean, I know GH is slow, but this was like slow, pokey slow.
To me, also, to me. Uh, Also, the Christina Davis, Corinthos house has
Mhm.
also just been in the thickest of slow mud, like trying to watch a 4-wheeler try to get out of a thick patch
And
of
I'm
just air.
looking forward. And for
For
me,
you, for you, for
I,
you, for you.
I was looking forward to like some, I wanted some stuff with her organization and her house and all that. I wanted some inspiring story. I wanted some feel good stuff
Hmm.
within the show because I
Yeah,
dig that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So I was hoping for that too. I wanted, I want to see some celebration. I want to see some like do-gooders doing good and everybody's
Oh,
happy and and
triumphant
helping
something or
others. And
other.
I want to see,
I'm with it. I totally
and then of
understand.
course there'd have to be some subplot. And I just, you know, since they started talking about this, they should, and I don't believe that this would be because of Molly's, all the different, and the actor thing and all that. I don't think they could have sped this one up a little bit.
They could have. I see. It's just clearly, clearly, General Hospital is sort of a. Do not come to me for the news. I do not know how this works. I have never talked to anybody about this. I can only tell you what I think by watching the show. With that said, clearly, GH is sort of written as like I believe that the phrase is written as a process of discovery, where you have a world and you have characters and you put characters into that world and you let them go and you see what happens. Um, I don't know if that's easy to follow.
It makes
um,
me think of like Sim City, like building.
kind of, but it's all conceptual. It's all fuzzy ideas. Well, it's like the thought process of, well, what if Elizabeth has to marry Sonny?
Mhm.
You have a cast of characters. You have a setting and a history and lore, if you want to call it, that exists within the soap. And
Yeah.
by writing as with a process of discovery, you just basically get started and see where it goes based off of these rules, quote unquote, that
Mhm.
exist in the established characters and the established setting and all of that sort of stuff. Um, but that means that you don't really know where anything is ever going
Mhm.
because you're discovering it as you're writing it. Oh, well, it would be cool if, or it would make sense for this to take place here.
Mhm.
Well,
So this sparks, this sparks,
this
this
sparks
sparks.
this sparks this sparks. But by the time we get to the third spark, we might not have been able to foreshadow the third spark because we weren't even thinking about it when the first spark happened.
Mhm.
So because of that, you can have little issues when it comes to like this surrogacy thing.
Mhm.
Writing with a process of discovery. Oh, well, we're running into these issues when it comes to being able to tell this story because we can't get the actual character on screen.
Mhm.
We need TJ to do something because we have Taj Bello on contract. He has to be in scenes, he needs to be with episodes, but we can't figure out this surrogacy thing, so let's have him start to remember Mason.
Mhm.
Writing with a process of discovery here. You
Yeah.
know, not a real
Yeah.
solid plan about what's going forward, but allowing these characters to exist in this setting, following the rules that we have established. And GH, when they find a rule that doesn't suit their needs, they just rewrite it. They'll just change history.
Well, I'm sure that we're gonna have some moments shortly with Christina and Molly deciding to go ahead
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there we go. Melissa
and I'm
almost
glad
knows.
that they didn't ignore the fact, because it was very there was so much grief for Molly,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad they didn't ignore the fact and they acknowledged that there's some very substantial grief for TJ too.
Mm.
So much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also, he had the element of that baby was really, he was a biological parent of
yes,
that baby.
he was that. You are the father.
Yeah, he
You are.
was going to be the father.
Melissa understands what I was talking about earlier with the writing as a process of discovery. She says that George R. Martin, who's the author of the Game of Thrones series, calls it gardening, where he plants a seed and just see which ones sprout and grow.
Right?
To me, that makes a lot of sense as a creative.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense to me. That's how I wrote Love, Politics, Medicine. I have these concepts of characters, and I had a concept of what like would spark an adventure
Hmm.
between this group of people, but how it all came together and how it all resolved and all the little plot beats and relationships that were formed and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
I didn't plan all that ahead of time. It just came out naturally as the story
Hmm.
progressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, that's an approach. I don't know if it's the right
Yeah.
approach for soap operas because it's on so much.
It'd be hard.
It would be really, really hard to just
I guess that's why
constantly.
there's writing team, you're just not you
Yeah.
just you.
Now that all the strikes are over, I got to reach out to that guy Dorell Anthony. He's on Twitter, and he also wrote for Days of Our Lives, and so has experience in writers' rooms. And now we have a Days podcast, so it makes even more sense. So I got to see if he was
So
still available because we were working on an appearance before all the strike stuff happened.
yeah.
So I got to reach out to him again because he has firsthand experience in a writer's setting for soaps, and it would be
Yeah.
really interesting to just know what that life is like.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. For all of us. And I think even doubly interesting for you.
Well, I'm just a dork when it comes to that sort of stuff. But I would be interested to know, are you assigned per character, per story, per day? Like, I'm sure the answers are already out there, but I'm not going to do a bunch of research. I'm just going to talk to somebody.
So what else you want to talk about, Matt?
Well, we had to fill
There's so
another.
many we could talk
I
about.
know we still have to fill another 8 minutes and 35 seconds
Oh, God,
before
that's
we get to our
okay. We're down to
major announcement. And while we're
four.
talking about stuff that isn't the show and we're just taking care of business, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Why don't ya? Why don't ya? And you can be with us every week, not only here on the 10th floor to talk about GH, but also at Days for Dummies to talk about Days of Our Lives.
Yep. And if you don't watch that, start.
Start and then come for Days for Dummies because the show is like that. It's called that for people like you and for people like me and for people like Ma,
Mhm.
who I think, actually, are we on opposite sides of each other today? I don't even know. I don't know what side you're
Yeah.
ever on. I don't pay attention to anything. Who cares?
Cyrus is still having unannounced visits.
Cyrus Renault is an enigma. He has a job now washing dishes at the steakhouse.
Yeah.
The high-end steakhouse.
Huh.
I mean, okay, good for him. He vows to end recidivism.
Hmm.
That is his favorite thing to say. Is he's working with charities that reduce recidivism. That is his whole thing. Define recidivism for me, Ma.
I'm not absolutely sure,
Yeah.
but I think it's going back to jail.
It is close. It is maintaining a life of crime after being in jail. Recidivism, he's looking to reduce recidivism, which is the likelihood for an offender to repeat offending.
Okay. Okay.
So he's on the path of rehabilitation, not punishment. Teach these people to be effective members of society. Don't just throw them away and locked away.
What is he like? Grandpa Shiloh?
Just without ladies, I suppose.
Yeah, without ladies? I don't know. I don't know about all that.
But Cyrus
Anyway.
apparently he's got experience in the culinary world, I guess. Whether
Yeah,
it
he
be
knows how to
flipping
cook
burgers at the
food.
jail.
Maybe Cyrus was actually the first person in the Gray House to make hummingbird cake.
What if it's his recipe? He's like, Ma, back
He
when he had an accent, he's like, Ma, you know what you need? You just need a little bit of pineapple in this. I think it's really going to put it over the top.
Silly.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Are we down to 5 minutes yet?
We are down to 5 minutes and 52 seconds.
Okay.
So we're talking in the chat. Melissa brought up Melissa brought up the fact that Cyrus apparently is an excellent cook. That's something that
Hmm.
he talked about when he was trying to get a job at Kelly's. He's like, I can cook. And she's like, prison food? And he's like, I didn't spend my whole life in prison, lady.
Hmm.
Okay. And then Cinda says Sonny's a good cook too. So here's what it comes down to, Ma. It's a cook off. Okay. We get that what was it, Nicole Byer from
Sunny
that baking
sauce is
show.
so awesome. Sunny sauce is so awesome. It can provide evidence that he's really Sunny and not Mike.
Yes. Yeah, that
That's how
that pasta sauce that sat
unique that pasta sauce is.
in Trina's freezer for no less than 3 months. So what if it comes down to like a cook-off, like whoever can make this risotto the best gets
Oh,
to
I
take over the
have
territory.
my money is actually on Olivia. We didn't even mention her. My money is on Olivia when it comes to all that.
She just charges in, throws her down. Now I'm in charge. Oh my goodness. Cyrus is a phony, says Sindis.
Yeah.
Jeannie hates Cyrus. Who else said something about Cyrus? Somebody else said Cyrus is a hypocrite.
When Cyrus, you know what? The only time that I really thought Cyrus really and maybe had made a face turn, really thought it was with the interaction with his sister, especially with the red drop phone thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
Right?
seemed so
Again,
affected.
I guess process of discovery. Um, because those were the moments they really they started to lay some groundwork for a bit of a different take on Cyrus, a bit of a softening of Cyrus, if you will.
Yes.
Something that was less directly criminal, maybe still dark, but not villainous. But Cyrus is definitely full on villain of right now.
Yes, he is.
The
And you know
overarching umbrella
what's
villain.
so great for General Hospital and for Jeff Kober and for the character of Cyrus
Mm-hmm.
was his entry into the show the first time and his entry into society out of jail as equally compelling, actually.
So they had that whole montage the first time they let Cyrus out that I still to this day love.
Mhm.
With the good song, and I just I can't tell you what song it was or anything, but it was good. And it was Cyrus going out, and Jeannie Francis as Laura reacting to Cyrus getting out of jail. She didn't even know it was her brother at the time. She just knew that he was a bad criminal.
Mhm.
We also had Jordan and Taggart and all of them who were all tied into the thing, and it was just so good. It had gravitas, if you
Mhm.
will. It looked like something that mattered. Same thing with Cyrus this time, walking out of Prospect Park Studios. Oh gosh, it's good.
Yeah,
You're supposed to despise Cyrus, everybody. You're supposed to not like
yeah.
Cyrus. It's
And
good
he's a villain.
and
He
when it comes
is
down
a
to it too,
villain.
you're not supposed to love hating every villain that you like watching as well, that's on the TV as well. You can't love to hate every single villain that comes through. Number one, that's
Um,
incredibly unlikely for a writer to achieve.
you
And
know,
two, then you really can't celebrate when this person like is gone and dies or anything like that, because then you're like, oh, but I miss
and
having
that's
Charles
Sunny.
Shaughnessy on my show.
That's Sunny. Sunny is that person for GH.
Sonny's that, and then I'm even talking like like Charles Shaughnessy as Victor.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed hating that guy. There was no redeeming qualities about Victor Cassadine, but I really liked the performance, and I really liked the portrayal, and I really liked seeing him on the screen. And so
Yep.
when he's gone, you're like, well, damn. And now the show is lacking something that I liked before.
Yes.
So if you just hate Cyrus and don't enjoy hating Cyrus, that's good. Because when he's
Yeah.
gone permanently, you're really going to celebrate.
Well, that's perfect for you, Matt, too, because you enjoyed Uncle Victor so much, and now you're one of your very favorites, or is right in the front again, the front
Yeah.
burner, your favorite burner.
Yeah.
Cyrus is right there in the front favorite burner.
He is really good. He's great. He's great. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to him really, to us really figuring out what it is that he is doing. because that's the element that I'm missing right now when it comes to Cyrus. Because right now he's just showing up in places and having conversations, and when
Yeah.
it comes to the Gatlin gang, he is himself and nefarious, and you need to listen to me. But with
So
everybody
it's
else, he's got
so
the
it may
face.
be maybe they're going to fill in the gap a little bit on the character of Cyrus because we know what happened to him when he was a kid and a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and we know what happened to him when he was a criminal and stuff, and he went to jail and got out, and that's how he was really introduced. But there's probably 40 years in the middle.
There's a
There
lot of
there
years in the
there is
middle.
no
There's
explanation
so
of
much
what
to explore, and so we just need
Cyrus was
Michael E.
doing.
Knight on there. And yeah, Mama, 10 seconds.
Oh, 10
10
seconds.
seconds. Yes, 10 seconds.
I'm glad you looked down.
Now we're down to 5 seconds. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's here. It's here. Half an hour has elapsed in the podcast, and now it's time for us to tell you what it
Yes.
is that we need to tell you. What's this? I'm getting a phone call. Hello. It's Chandra. Hi, Chandra. You made it to Pawtuck. Okay, great. What'd you find? Who did you find? You found Mason? Nathaniel Gray? I gotta get back to you. Well, folks, there we go. That's the announcement. Nathaniel Gray is going to be joining us next week.
Nathaniel is joining us for a leftover turkey sandwich on Sunday.
So that is what's happening. That is the big announcement. Nathaniel Gray is going to be here next week. Live right here on the 10th floor.
To answer your questions and answer our questions and just chat it up.
To chit chat, he's been making the rounds, all right? It's not like he hasn't been to Soap Opera Digest and James Lott Jr.'s, GH Dirty Deeds program is what he calls it. All of that stuff. So, we're not first, but we're definitely the one who's furthest along in what's aired. So
Yes.
there is a lot of really interesting Gatlin stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So much Gatlin stuff to talk about. And where it really comes down to it, here's the big thing, and this is really what I'd be interested to pick Nathaniel's brain about. If Austin is dead, and we will know by next Sunday, unless they pull some sort of shenanigan that I'm not expecting, we will know whether or not Austin is dead or alive, probably by Tuesday. If Austin is dead, and Mason is the one that survived this story, I feel like that is a barn door opening.
Yeah.
For him to return.
Yeah. I could see Mason being the Jason to Cyrus.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in a way worse criminal kind of way.
In a way, yes, far more murderous, far less
no
redeeming.
No more fuzzies for those two.
Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. So we got lollipop reactions. Cheryl with lollipops, awesome's cool. Oh wow, says Jukarius. Stephanie calls him the lollipop king, the lollipop licking cousin. We say here. Rachel says, "Hey Rachel."
No.
Xentis wants to know, isn't he leaving the show as it stands right now? Yes, his time filming for General Hospital is over. But we know from soaps, who knows if that's permanent, short-lasting, long-lasting. It really depends on what they have planned for the future.
Last time they showed us Mason, he was still had handcuffed to the bed, wasn't he?
Yes. So we have Pentonville scenes constantly. Like, it would be very easy for them to work him back into the show if they so chose to want to. Don't come to us for the news.
No, we don't know.
I don't know nothing.
No, they might use Pentonville set still in some regard. They might do that.
Who knows? Who knows who's going to be thrown in the slammer? I mean, somebody just shot Austin.
Or they might do to him what they did to poor O'Shawn that time. Threw him in Pentonville, and no one paid any mind to him ever again.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? He knows. He could be like Joey Novak. What happened to that guy? Who knows? Who cares? He's gone.
And Joey Novak's in there. They actually mentioned.
They mentioned the Novaks. I remember as one of the prospects of taking a shot at Sonny.
Yep.
Let's see here. Wanting to, will he bring a grape lollipop? I hope so. Melissa says, Lollipop Guild, activate. Now, when it comes to, now, Mason has the most opposite voice of a Lollipop Guild. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a deep voice.
Anyway, so that's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah. So
That's exciting.
yeah,
The
yeah.
10th
And
floor has a
we
guest next week.
and we were talking on the Instagrams and stuff, working out the details of this, and the $2.5 million that I'm gonna have to pay. Kidding, I'm kidding. But he was like, "Hey, stay tuned for a surprise." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I like surprises." And lo and behold, Austin gets shot. What a surprise. So yes, thank you very much for the reminder, Cheryl. Subscribe to the channel now and hit that notification icon, and you will be kept apprised of when we go live with Nathaniel Gray next week. Right here on the
Yeah,
10th
we don't
floor.
want you to be like, get involved in something next week, and then you don't realize what time it is, and
Yeah.
we've already been on for several minutes.
But
You
the
can't
likelihood
go-
of Mason being the one that shot Austin, I think, is pretty slim.
It could be so many different
It's
people.
is it Ted King? Is it Alcazar?
The boss, actually, and maybe I don't know. We
Or
don't
is he
even
going to
know
play
what side this
Forsyth?
role really is. Not really.
Maybe it's Forsyth. Forsyth seems to be wriggling into things. Forsyth is probably Pikeman at this point.
Probably, because they keep on mentioning that name.
Yeah, I don't remember a Forsyth from before, so
No,
I
me
think
either. But, the chat might remember something from back, in the
you tell me, Chad.
yeah.
You tell me. I don't know.
Wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I remember
I
a
don't know.
force
I don't know.
agent from 20 years ago or something.
Charlotte is Forsyth. Come on now, Melissa. Maybe.
I see Charlotte that much this week.
No. She got
Other
some
than
flowers.
randomly.
She got some flowers from Jake.
Yes.
She digs herself some Jake. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's some genuine affection that Charlotte has for that boy.
Yeah, they like each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jake likes
You know who doesn't like somebody right now?
Anna.
No. Trina don't like Spencer very much.
All right, let's dig into that can of worms. Cindus says that there's plenty of delicious quiches in the snack bag. Apparently she brought a snack bag for everybody, so if you want a quiche, talk to Cindus. She has quiches.
All
I think
right.
those are made from like egg and stuff. Anyway, in any case, yeah. So what Spencer did was what he does to everybody, and yells at them for no reason.
Yes.
He sure does like to yell at people, and also said probably the thing that you just never want to say to your girlfriend ever, which is, "I will choose you second."
Yeah. And especially not to a girl like Trina.
Now here's especially, she's such a soap character. I love her, and not because she's messy, but because she's honest and because she'll tell you. There's not enough telling you on General Hospital, and I gotta say it like that, otherwise the point isn't there. But she'll tell you, and we don't have enough of that on soaps right now, and so it's refreshing to see Trina be herself.
I think there's certainly more layers to her than what I'm about to say, but she kind of is like an epiphany in a way.
Okay, I hear you. At least somebody that's not holding back.
Yes.
Not somebody that's going to take 3 episodes to decide to tell you the truth.
Yes.
Or to tell you off. She's going to do it in the moment.
Yes.
But in like a respectful, cool way.
Yes.
In a way that you can't argue with.
Yeah. She will tell you in a very kind but assertive way what a dumbass you are. And she won't put herself second, and I love that.
No.
Won't allow that.
No. Melissa here says that Trina only has herself to blame. Don't act like you're fine about something for months when you're not, and then get mad when you flip your energy. She wasn't honest at the beginning with her discomfort. Here's what I have to say about that, Melissa. She was just being patient.
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah.
It's not like she was sitting there going, "Oh, it's totally fine, Spencer. I've got no issue with this whatsoever. I am happy that you are here with Esme." No, she just wasn't in the way of it.
The bottom line is, and this this is how I would feel about it. This is not a solution for 18 more years.
No, no, no.
Something's got to be different.
Yeah.
How can we do this for 18 more years?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And really, all she said was finally, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like she was like, oh, thank God, Spencer, quickly come here. Tell me all the details about this. Where's she moving? What's the address and what day? I have been waiting for this moment for the last 9 months.
Yes.
You slow Neanderthal. You know, like that's not how it played out. She just went, oh, finally. You know, like, oh, what a relief. I don't no longer need to tolerate this. And then it turned into something way bigger.
Yep.
Because Spencer was like, it's my brother.
And then Spencer flew off the handle and he says, taking my baby brother. It's not like in somehow, some way, if Esme moved out, he would never see the child again. She would just go up the steps into Kelly's like she's at the Martin house and all my children go up there and never come down. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So he's going to get to see the kid as much as he wanted to, as it was, pointed out to him. But his are so dramatic, with everything all the time. No, I love Spencer and Trina together. I think they have a lot of chemistry. I do, and I love their love parts. When they went on their adventure and stuff, and I all that kind of stuff. I love all that. I do want them to stay together, but right now he's not worthy.
It's often Spencer finds himself unworthy of the gift that is Trina.
Exactly.
Trina, come here, Trina. My name is Caleb. I wish to get to know you a little better. It's my Dracula, everybody. That was Dracula.
Pretty good.
Cinda says that I think Esme wants to move on with her life. She met a guy. She probably wouldn't mind leaving that. She probably wouldn't like that living situation either. I don't quite understand what you mean by the end of that. But yeah, I think Esme also just wants to move on. She's like, hey, what is it? Ask or get off the pot. Find a nest and roost.
And they have to do something with Esme soon. They have to do something with her character, make her bad again. They have to do something with her because right now Esme is starting to get stagnant, sort of.
Yeah, she's just yeah. I think that's the point of her getting out of that situation is so they can do something else with her. What that something else is, I don't know. Do we separate her from the other young adults for a little while? Have her off on her own thing? I really don't know what the future is for
I can't think of to have her have a boyfriend or a love interest. I just can't think of anybody it could be.
It would have to be somebody that's new that comes through.
Or Cameron have to come home.
Adam likes Esme. I don't know. Just 2 peas in a crazy pod.
Hey, speaking of Adam, man, that character's got some issues. Adam's got some issues.
Yep. He sure does. He found something that works, which is studying with Jocelyn. He has associated studying with Jocelyn with success, and much like a sports athlete, has now developed a ritual around this activity for his own success. It's like
in his own.
It's like dragging your foot over the baseline or whatever it is that baseball players do and stuff. Little rituals.
Wearing the same chones for every game.
But in this case, I need this particular study partner. This study partner is the one that's really helped me out the best. And in my crazy little difficult to control brain, this is the only pathway to success, and so I'm going to hyper focus on it because that's also a symptom of ADHD. It's hyper focus. Strangely enough, yeah, Kim has a girlfriend, and he also lives on the opposite coast, so no, it's not going to be Cameron. Esme should meet with her victims. All right, we're back into Esme and her victims, and she's too unforgivable.
Maybe if Ted King comes into town, he'll bring somebody with him, bring some characters with him. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
If he shows up.
Spencer's going to go nuts when Cam and Esme continue bonding when he returns. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Rachel says, it's hard to believe that Esme is truly reformed with or without amnesia because every decision she makes ends up benefiting her. Getting a raise, getting her rent paid, all a coincidence? Are you crazy, Rachel? Is she supposed to make choices that are gonna hurt her life? She got a raise. She got a job. What a terrible bitch. What, Rachel? What? Oh, she's getting her rent paid by Laura. Is she supposed to live in a box, or is she taking advantage of the help that she's been offered? I don't mean you're crazy, Rachel. I'm sorry. It just blew my mind. Oh, she got a raise. Ooh, that is.
So, but didn't you like Trina talking to her grandpa and her dad?
Of course, I always love the Ashfords there. I always love
And
them.
talking
Marshall
about
just, oh
Spencer
goodness,
giving
Marshall's
her
always
life
great.
advice. I thought it was sweet. I liked it.
It's just interesting that Curtis needs just as much life advice, though. You know, is he able to dispense life advice?
I thought Grandpa Marshall did a better job of that, actually.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's just unfortunate that we are just missing that glaring hole that is Marcus Taggart.
Yeah.
It's a glaring hole. You know,
Yeah.
if it was less of a glaring hole, I wouldn't think about it. You know, I'd just be like, well, Curtis is on the cast and Marcus isn't. But
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Say
there it
something.
goes. Hey,
There you go. There you go. There you go. So, what do you
thanks for
think, though?
coming.
Don't you? I think Spencer. I think that. I think she ought to. I think she ought to give him an ultimatum to a certain degree, like he did her
Yeah.
to a certain degree,
Well,
and not that, not to do anything necessarily different, other than let just what's happening happen.
I don't know. We don't. I don't think he needs an ultimatum either. Right? You pick me or like I don't. What's
And
with?
it would
I
make
don't know.
sense. You know what he ought to do? He
Hmm.
ought to move out of Grandma's house too.
He's not making good choices. He moves out of Grandma's house and then does what? Lives with Esme again?
No, just somewhere else.
Nah, nah,
No,
nah.
no, that makes too much sense, doesn't it?
Well, it makes too much sense, and also at the same time, like we all have to like live in the same houses together because there's only so many sets.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, how could we possibly have drama if we don't live in the same place? How could we overhear a conversation we're not supposed to hear? Are we supposed to?
The only thing that I agreed with Spencer was, yes, his relationship is, he was dramatic and everything, and Dex actually brought this up too. His relationship with his brother is going to change. You don't live with the baby anymore, it's going to change. Even if you do see the child very often, it's going to change. But he has to accept that because, like I said earlier, this is not a solution for the next 18 years.
No, 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 no. He's living in La La Fantasy Land where he's like, yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
be co-parenting and we're going to be having a home life together, but we're both going to have independent romantic relationships outside of this house.
Mm-hmm.
I think that really only works for a very specific set of very focused people, and it just isn't for everybody to try to achieve, you
Right.
know. Like it can
Yeah.
be, sure, in
Yeah.
very rare circumstances with two people who
Mm-hmm.
really understand what is going on and are okay with it. But
Mm-hmm.
those are very specific circumstances that are very difficult, I think, on average for an average person to achieve.
Yeah.
So, you know, mm-hmm,
And then,
mm-hmm.
yeah. And then add into that the fact that they used to be a couple.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not
It's
good.
not good.
It's not good.
It's
It's
not
not
good.
good. The chat really likes is just continuing on with Adam. Sometimes the chat just doesn't care about the program that we're doing, and just has their own. But that's fine with me because we can talk
Are
about
they
Adam some
liking
more.
Adam?
They're just talking about his crazy little butt. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, he is
uh,
crazy. He
he
does.
is
And
obsessed with Jocelyn. They say
uh, I think Joshua Bernard's doing pretty good.
Carolyn commands to the universe that Adam is a short run, which might be the case. He's pretty intensely into this thing already, so it could be a quick burn.
Could be.
Excuse me. Melissa declares that Adam is suicidal. I haven't seen any evidence of that.
No, but I saw some self-harm. I saw him pull his hair last week.
Out?
Yeah, he was like, did this, and he was pulling his own hair at one point.
Did he pull it out?
No, well, they didn't show any hair in his hand or anything, but it seemed like he was like pulling his own hair.
Because that could just be I'm a stressed choice.
It could be, but I don't know. It just
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Joss has her set path set with Dex. Yeah, Jocelyn's not going to cheat on Dex with Adam. He's too. That is not Jocelyn's. He is not the type of guy that Jocelyn would be interested in.
she's not and remotely attracted to him at all.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not remotely.
Yeah, I don't think Adam needs to accept that Joss has permanently friend zoned him. This to me, folks, this is not about romance. This is not about I love you and I need to make out with you and this is you're gonna be how I lose my V and I want to marry. No, that's not what this is. This is you are my path to success. You are the force in my life that keeps me together so I can succeed. You are how I'm going to make it so my parents will continue to pay for my college. That is what the obsession is, not a
Yeah,
physical attraction one.
and the fact that she is his only friend too.
Yeah, yeah.
She's his only friend, but at the same time, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
all
don't I
just
don't foresee him going, oh well I thought you sent me so many signals and I don't see that being the case.
no, I think you're absolutely right. He sees her as her, like she's a lifesaver. She's a
Hmm.
safety net
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
keeping him afloat and keeping him okay and keeping it
Together
together.
from completely unraveling.
Yes, yes.
Um
I really I'm not a fan of any kind of suicide on any kind of program, really. So I really don't. I'm hoping that's not what they're writing. That if they
I
made an
don't
attempt and it was and he failed, I could live with that. But I don't want to see that.
I sure I can see, somebody sitting on the edge of the bed with the pills in the hand and Jocelyn has to talk to him.
Yes,
But it's something
knock
that's
him
like
down.
close. Not oh my god, we found him, we gotta pump his stomach.
Yes,
I
and
just don't
and we've
see it
seen
going that
that
way.
scenario on the roof of the hospital a couple of times where people was going to jump.
Yeah, I think that I think it's going to be more about his family relationship, his mental health struggles, how to balance that with the right medication. Sonny's probably going to come in and sit him down and have a scene. Just it's like bringing state of mind to General Hospital. I did it a couple of weeks ago with Anna, and I think I want to do it again with Adam.
There you go.
So there you go. Joss will save Adam more likely. Sonny
I think
probably isn't going to swoop in like Batman. But Jocelyn will be there. Maybe Jocelyn will have the conversation with Sonny. Hey, I've got this classmate who, you know.
yeah,
I think that
maybe.
it's not going to be directly dangerous to Jocelyn. Just give her the oobity boobities or whatever it is.
Well, I do think Josh was doing a good job
Yeah,
of
he's doing it just fine.
you know he's got me believing that Adam's got some issues and is
Yeah,
right
yeah,
on the edge of being unhinged in some way.
yeah, he's definitely hit the edge of whatever it is that he's able to handle, and he needs help. He needs therapy. He needs a break. He needs to not be pushed to 92 is bad.
Yes,
You know. So
yes.
yeah, I get it.
He's got a
Self harm,
crazy
cutting, pulling
dominating
hair,
father.
cries help, says Jeannie. Yeah, yeah, all of that stuff would
So
cry for
so
help.
um his father appears to be just as bad as Li Shen's father in Days of Our
Shoot, I don't
Lives.
know. I haven't seen Li Shin's dad, but yeah,
I know
a
that
hard
they
ass,
had that.
a hard ass, for sure.
Yes.
And he's on the
And
phone and
the way
no, I'm not doing that anymore, Dad. What is it? What are you not doing anymore?
yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I was wondering what is that too.
Is it the dextroamphetamines?
Hmm.
Is that what it is? Do you not really need that? Do you not really have ADHD, but you're taking it for energy and focus? Like Ritalin?
Oh,
Like abusing your kid's Ritalin?
hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yep.
Is it something more
Well, we're going to see.
nefarious? Is it robbing banks? I'm not doing that
Definitely
anymore,
going to
Dad.
see more. We're definitely going to see more
Yeah.
of Adam. So, what do you think about, Nina's just trying, I guess, to make this work. Going to make this whole thing work. Giving Carly back her hat, selling it back to her.
First things first, I need to yell at Melissa some more. I wouldn't want my daughter to only make a 92, or my doctor to only make a 92, says Melissa. What sort of high-ass expectation specialist do you think that you're going to be able to go to, lady? You got the money for somebody that gets 100% on every one of their tests? If so, good for you. Anyway, I think that I don't understand sometimes why these are the things that we do on the show. Carly could have had that hotel back for flipping ever ago.
Oh, over a year ago, huh?
Like, as soon as she lost the dang thing, she could have had it back.
That's true.
And now, I don't know if I want to buy it back. I don't know if I want it back. But like, what the F?
I think the reason why Carly, now I like Carly, so I think the reason why Carly is doing this is because she's fostering the relationship of Willow and her mom. She's trying to give Nina a shot. She didn't ask for this, and right now they've had some family time where and they've had some interaction where they weren't trying to kill each other.
Right. I don't know, man.
I think the time is different. Yeah, she could have had her hotel back, as soon as she lost it. You're absolutely right. But I think the whole family is in a different spot now.
She still doesn't trust Nina, though. She's still, Nina's up to something, and I'm gonna figure it out.
Well,
so,
yeah.
I just don't like. I get it. I get what you've said, and you're probably right. But I don't know if I'd buy it. I don't know, it's just the ownership of this Metro Court thing. Maybe it's just for me. Like, it just doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns it?
I like seeing Carly and Kelly's. They can leave her right there where she's at. For me, I like it.
She says she likes
I
it
like
too.
Carly and Kelly's.
And my mother left it to me or gave it to me to get me out of a jam, and I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. She is happy with Kelly's, Carolyn. She is happy with Kelly. So I don't know. And then Michael's like, oh, I'll buy it. And I'm sure Sonny at some point will be like, I'll get it for you, Carly. Don't worry about it. You can have your hotel back. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Didn't tell Drew yet.
Here's what it is. This cyclical story needs to move forward with something.
Yeah, it does.
I'm giving you a hotel. I don't want the hotel. I'm giving you the hotel. Maybe I want it this time. I'm lying and I can't have Willow figure it out. Otherwise she's going to hate me again. I'm going to find out I hate you just like I did 8 months ago. Like, we just need to move on to something else.
Yeah.
Within this family dynamic.
The SEC thing is going to be widely known soon.
Right, and so I hope that launches us into new storytelling. But the first thing that Drew did was get out of jail and say, I'm going to do exactly what I was up to when I got thrown in the slammer. I'm going to do what got me sent to prison to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Try to take back ELQ.
Yeah, so him and Ned are going to go fighting again.
Exactly, which is where we were before Drew went to jail. So if you spend 6 months doing something and then go back immediately to what started it, there was no point to anything that we just watched. There was no point of Drew going to jail. What did he learn from it? Nothing. What did he get from it? Nothing. What did he lose from doing it? Nothing.
Maybe it pushed Cyrus's story.
He didn't die from a heart attack because Drew was there.
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean that's it. That's all.
That's all.
I just want to see it progress. I want to see them tell a different story.
You want to see something different.
I want to see something different within this family unit. I don't think that they're bad. I don't think they lack chemistry. I don't think that these characters are uninteresting. But what they've been doing is we're restarting what we had just been doing.
Yeah.
And let's just move on to something else. Same thing with the surrogacy thing. Let's just move on to something else. There's some things that have happened, whether it be due to wonky writing, decision making, whether it be due to the strikes, losing actors, just a really terrible, tough year for General Hospital. as a whole backstage, I don't know what exactly you can point to.
Yeah.
But we gotta move on with something new. We gotta let the stuff that wasn't good go. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Well, I think, I think in the next month there's going to be some new stuff popping off, though. I
I
think
hope
there
so. I hope so.
the whole
uh,
Austin story is certainly going to probably
that'll move things along. That'll absolutely
change
move
things
things
a
along. But
lot.
you didn't hear me sit here and say, "Oh my gosh, Cyrus is stale." You know, I didn't say, "Oh my goodness, we need to see something new from that group." No, no, it's an ensemble. There's different groups, different families, different things that are constantly going on. And when it
And
comes to the Willow Michael family stuff, let's move forward.
yeah, yeah, it's not that you didn't like it, but you just don't want to see more of the same.
Yeah, yeah, more of the same. I was really, really, really disappointed that Drew was like, now that I'm out of jail, we're taking back ELQ. And I'm just like, that's why you went to jail. Was because you were trying to merge the companies to push net out, and then Carly tried to help by buying too much stock at one time, and that's why you went to jail, is because you were trying to take back ELQ.
I guess he and Michael are going to probably like do something together
Yeah,
and try to
again,
see.
they're making plans. They're going to continue to try to merge the companies again. Then,
Yeah.
and then they're having all these conversations about, well, Ned doesn't remember anything. He doesn't want to blah, 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 without even going to see if Ned unbumped his head, which he did.
He unbumped his
He
head.
unbumped his head
Yeah.
and dove right into bed with Olivia. Michael and Drew will keep their ELQ Aurora Media merger secrets, so Carly won't do insider trading again. Well, Tyrone, she can't. She's broke. She doesn't have enough money for that. Oh,
Looking
goodness.
forward to Thanksgiving week in
Yeah.
Port Charles. I always enjoy Thanksgiving in Port Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to see the Quartermains, what kind of shenanigans we might have there. What kind of pizza? Where are they going to order it from? Is
Pepperoni
Yuri
and
going to be
olives.
there?
Who's going to be there?
Is
Yuri?
Yuri
Oh, yeah,
going to be
Yuri. Of
there?
course will be there. Like, we'll be there.
They actually they have decided that he is kind of like a family member butler, huh?
Yeah, he's the quartermain help right now. He's even pouring pitchers of coffee and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
He has no problem doing these services for the Quatermains because Miss Monica was very kind to him when he came to the United States. Oh, well, thank you very much for your contribution, Melissa. 15% of that donation you just gave is going to be given to Toys for Tots.
Yep.
And she gave 10 stars to Ava yelling at Austin.
You're right. That was sweet.
So the major reaction that I saw from the limited fandom out there that participates on social media was the celebration of Ava returning to form.
Mm-hmm.
Of just giving somebody the right act, dressing them down, telling them exactly what for and why it is that they have deserved this wrath.
She let him have it. That's for sure. She
Yes.
let him have it. And there was
Absolutely.
and they had some really great scenes. That was great scenes. And even for Austin, you could see like he had this heartbroken look in a
He
way.
had this happens all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate. I don't know where this comes from. I would love to be able to talk to him at some point about it, or whoever was responsible for directing that day or whatever. But I would love to know how the interpretation of his reaction came to, because the lines of "I know, I'm sorry"
Mm-hmm.
could be interpreted in any number of different ways. From "I'm ashamed," "I'm so sorry that I've hurt you," da, 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 da. But the choice that was made, where it was just him, "I know, I'm sorry," like,
Mm-hmm.
just knowing that this moment was going to come,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that he did wrong and there's no defense for it, and there's nothing that he could say, and he doesn't deserve any sort of affection from Ava going forward, and just And then just you could see it on his face. And for me, like I said, for me, um, you, it was like him flashing back to every single person that he's lost in his life because of Cyrus.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, and all the manipulation.
just so good, so good, and just
Oh,
a
the
testament
sacrifice,
to
right?
Rojo and his ability.
Yeah, yeah.
Phew.
My gosh.
Ugh.
Well, that's the new mystery going forward into the holidays. Who has shot Mr. GH? Dr. GH.
Dr. GH, is he alive? Is he dead? Who did it and why?
Yes.
Because he was in there. He was in there, Dante. He's like, hey, Dante, if they find out that I was here before you arrest anybody, that's it for me, buddy.
Yep. I'm a
You
dead
know,
man. What he said.
yeah. So, mm,
Hmm.
my feelings are powerful. I love that line, says Melissa. Ah, thanks for coming, Megan. Thanks for coming. Let's see, Megan. In case you met, oh,
Hit
look at
like
that.
first. Did you hit like before you
Yeah.
left?
Did you subscribe, Megan? Megan, did you subscribe? If you haven't subscribed, do so.
Did you?
What's the definition of insanity when it comes to Michael and Drew? Yeah, they're just trying again and again and again and again and again, Tyrone. But yeah, I don't know, bouncing all over the place here. I'm sure we'll hit back to the top and talk about all these stories one more time before the podcast is over, because that's just how we do it here on the 10th floor. Um,
But next week, part of our time on the 10th floor, we won't be talking about stories.
I'm sure we'll
Because
talk
we'll
about
be
some
talking
story.
to somebody else.
But we're going to talk to Nathaniel. Nathaniel Gray. Next week, right here live on the 10th floor podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting. It had to be somebody working for Cyrus, says Rachel. That's probably it. Hey, Veda from Denver. Vita, I think it was Vita. Not Veda Solnfus, but Vita, like living La Vida.
There you go.
Yeah, had someone, it had to be somebody working for Cyrus, says Rachel. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm on team not Cyrus. Because
Even somebody like not even Cyrus being responsible.
I'm on team Cyrus is not responsible.
Okay.
I'm on team it was Nicholas.
Well, I love the idea of it being Nicholas. And I think the way that Austin recognized the person didn't seem to be startled, but recognized the person.
Yeah.
Makes sense for it to be Nicholas.
What are you doing here? Yeah. I think it was Nicholas. I think that Nicholas got wind of his responsibility and culpability in what was happening with Ava, and it is his weird, twisted way of trying to make things right with her. Because Nicholas is nuts, and as much as you guys, as much as you people out there would love for Nicholas to be exactly like it was when he was 16 years old, he ain't. That ship done long sailed when he dove purposefully out of a window to pretend to be dead for 3 years. Okay, I don't know about the purposeful
not
part.
Sweet. Sweet Nicholas is not sweet.
No. Could he be sweet again? Maybe.
Maybe.
But your Dark Prince was always a little dark, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Always. But what is the connection between Nicholas and Cyrus? What are they doing? It might be no connection, just a connection through Austin.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Maybe. I just want it to be Nicholas because I want Adam Huss to come back. Consider Adam Huss Nicholas, you guys. I know that he isn't signed a contract, and at any time they could decide that they want to cast another actor. But why? At this point, but why?
Very good.
I mean, Ethan, for example,
Mm-hmm.
they put that temporary weird blonde Ethan in there, and we never saw him again.
Right.
However, the Adam Huss temporary recast we have seen again.
Yes.
And it was also really well received.
Yes. And I think his scenes with Ava were so good.
Yeah.
And, the scenes where she knocked him in the head was good too.
Tyrone says, I've read somewhere that Nicholas isn't actually Ace's father, but somebody else is. But, they were pretty vague about who it could be. That's because what you saw, Tyrone, was not real. Also, on top of that, when it comes to soap operas, anybody could actually be anybody's kid at any moment in time. It is Schrodinger's family out here. We could find out that none of Edward's kids were biological, and he somehow used some sort of medical science to make it so he had somebody else's DNA produced inside of his body. So he can stay a virile man, like who knows?
knows?
All of these cues could actually not be cues.
Yeah, I mean, it is General Hospital.
Any number of different things can happen, and I am here for
The
some of it, but
land
not
of
all of it.
the land of the ice princess and worms in your brain.
Valentine stole a frozen embryo or something, and then like changed who the dad was or something. Like, okay, maybe
And
not that
don't
secure.
forget, all you need is a USB to get right in your
Just plug a
head.
USB right into somebody's temple, and you can give them a whole new personality. A whole new personality. This is a world in which stage 4 cancer, it's just like a little bruise. It's nothing. It's nothing. We'll be fine. Our hair won't even fall out. You know. You know. So, and it's also a world in which TJ and Molly will have a baby, I guess.
Yeah,
It is so windy today.
good.
It is.
We're
It
gonna
is.
see.
All right, let me go down my notes. Okay. Austin the Shot, who did it? Dude, I don't know. We've been talking about it for 2 hours. Maxine Company, Home and Heart. There we go. Something we haven't talked about yet. Another Home and Heart. Another
Yes,
Morgan Fairchild appearance.
yes.
The question is, why are they spending so much money on Morgan Fairchild? And my answer is, she's not as expensive as you think she is.
I'm sure she's not.
She's an old celebrity who ain't doing much no more, and is probably having a good time working for cheap, having something to do, hanging out with people, being on TV.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, she's not getting $2.5 million in appearance.
I don't even think she's getting $2,000.
Well, she's probably getting $2,000. I think that there's some requirements and minimums and laws that need to be
Yeah.
followed. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what her deal is, but I don't think that Morgan Fairchild is too expensive for General Hospital. Maybe in 1984, but I don't
Well,
think in 2023. Yeah.
yeah, I do like her coming back. It is interesting to see her because she is nostalgic from soap
Yeah.
operas.
And then you get
Nighttime ones.
you get this little like 3 episode little mini arc too, where Sasha breaks down, and then they try to push her to break down, and now they brought the lawyer, so you can't do that again.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And she wasn't as horrible this time. She was still horrible, but she wasn't as horrible.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, Jeannie agrees with me, and that's all I need is
And
Jeannie's
Cody
agreement.
and looks like Cody and Sasha,
They're,
it's gonna
they're,
be
they
a
they
slow burn, but they
not
like each
only
other.
not only did they like each other, but we wasted no time. They overheard each other on the same day.
They did.
I actually really like that where Cody kind of like stumbles out from behind the set piece. What? And then Sasha, rightly so. Listen, I had a phone call with somebody who lives in Salem named Chad Demira, and he told me all about moving on too quickly. So I'm gonna wait because I'm still mourning my son and my ex-husband. Because my God, Cody, what a huge loss for me. I'm not ready to make out with somebody new. And he was like, "That makes sense.
Mhm.
Want to go ride a horse?"
Well, I
So
like the Cody Sasha. I enjoy Cody and Sasha together. I did not like Cody and Britt, the whole dance they did for a while. I didn't really enjoy them. I think the chemistry and just the cuteness of their pairing is
mhm.
better. He
Yeah.
and
Well, I think that Cody's approach is a lot better. Because he's not trying. Because he was trying to get with Sasha under or not Sasha, Britt, under these false pretenses, and started to really like
yes.
her, and so he was
Yeah.
very awkward in
Hmm.
that because he wasn't being genuine. With
Hmm.
Sasha, he's very genuine, and it's very good to see, and I just like it, and I'm happy Cody has something to do. It's not the most ground-shaking, dramatic plot line that's ever been given, but he's
No,
gonna tell
it's not.
Max's dad at some point.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that. Gosh, I want that to be it. I want some holiday to be around all that. I
You
don't care what
know,
holiday, Thanksgiving or Christmas, but I want some holiday around all that.
John J. York went under procedures and surgeries and stuff for his conditions and whatnot, and so hopefully he's on the way back to health,
Mhm.
full 100%, moving forward. And when it comes down to it, there's no denying it. John J. York has always kept his body in tip-top shape. So if there's, anybody that's, given himself a great advantage to being able to quickly get over this, then
Yeah.
John J. York.
Yeah.
So I want that. I want him back. I want those scenes with Cody and
Yes.
Mac. I know that Mac isn't
And,
gone.
and Prospect Park needs,
A victory.
yeah.
Yeah. It's been a really hard year. It's been a super hard year for everybody that's worked on that show.
So
So,
yeah, they need something to work out.
yeah.
Hmm. So what else? Look down the list, Matt.
I don't know. Let me read what some of these people say. See what some of these people say. Maybe Molly and TJ will have a medical miracle, and Molly will actually wind up pregnant, and they're also going to have the surrogate, and then TJ's going to have two babies at the same time. I don't know.
Why not?
Why not? Nicholas shot Austin because Austin was messing with Ava. It was a suggestion there. Cyrus and Laura siblings. We know that. Oh, you're talking to each other. I'm sorry. You're not educating me. Uh, TJ and Portia are about to bang, says Melissa.
Oh gosh.
Maybe. 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 I mean, he went to Portia first. Not Jordan,
No.
but Portia. What do you think about that? Do you
Mm,
care?
no.
Is it because Jordan is just when every time we cast Jordan, it's a younger actress, and we're just getting to a point now where we really can't have mother-son scenes between the two of them anymore?
Well, he has a connection with Portia that's different than with his mother because they work so closely together.
Well, I get that.
And in her home is where he sees his uncle and his grandfather is in her home. So
No, I totally understand. That's like Aunt Portia.
yeah.
I get that. I get it. I get it. I do. I do. TJ and Portia are going to sleep together. Reiterates Melissa. She is sold on this point. She is sold on this point. I don't know. Maybe. Cindis says she's
You
practically
never
family.
know.
Well, Cindis, she is practically family, but she's not family, and that is what makes it compelling. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think the writers today aren't near as good as the ones up through the 90s. That's a personal opinion, Rachel. I really can't say yes or no to that, but I can say you're welcome to write whatever you want on the 10th floor chat, so long as it isn't like horrible. You know what I mean by horrible?
Horrible.
Horrible, not horrible, but horrible. You know what I mean by horrible. Anyway, TJ and Portia. Oh no, says Tyrone. Yeah. I mean but hey, folks, do we want good daytime drama, or do we want to stay away from anything interesting?
Well,
It might
we
be
want
interesting.
all of it.
It might be interesting. You know,
All of it.
you know, what? Maybe he's just I don't know. I don't know how these things work. I don't know. I
That's
don't know.
where
I gotta continue to just be good at stuff, and hopefully things will happen. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That was
I
clear.
do.
That was clear. Let's see. The male face of deception is what Cody is. So I guess the deceptor works on dudes as well, and basically it's a device where all you have to do is this
Mm-hmm.
or something, and then your face is totally done and you're beautiful. What is a
Wow.
wand? What is a makeup wand?
A makeup wand.
That's what it's a wand. The deceptor wand is what they talk. It was they call it. So what does it do?
I don't know if it's supposed to be doing some kind of like a little electric pulse or something. I know it's not applying anything.
I,
Know
I
that.
don't I don't I don't know. I don't get it. Can somebody in
Applying
the chat tell me what the deceptor does? I just wish they would hire writers that would check out the backstories. The problem, the characters today hardly bear any resemblance to the characters we grew up with, in my opinion, says Rachel. My biggest thing to say to that is it's a high, hard expectation. To expect somebody to come onto a job and learn 60 years of character development for a show that started before they were born. It's just a big ask. It's a really, really, really big
And
ask.
and they used to have, I don't think they have the staff for this anymore, where they used to have historians that would cross check
Hmm.
things. And I don't necessarily think that's available to them anymore.
They don't have a historian on staff that is hired as the historian. They have somebody that knows the show better than everybody else.
Yes.
And I think they're a producer, maybe one member of the writing team, and I think she usually gets to write Laura stories, which she might not be doing right now. But yeah, I feel like that's a big ask. I get that things are not how they used to be. I get that characters have changed in some ways, from before to now. But like, I just try to put myself in that position. Say I'm a writer and I get hired to write for General Hospital. Um, I didn't apply to write for General Hospital because I've been a fan my whole life and have watched since I was 5. I applied to General Hospital because I'm a writer in Hollywood and I want a job. So I get hired by GH. Wow, 60 years of rich history. Amazing. I have 15 minutes left in my deadline to get this script out. Because they're filming 70 pages a day. And if I don't produce my portion of those 70 pages every day, I don't get to work here anymore.
Well, that's why they need staff to help them.
It's
Kind of
big.
stuff.
It's big. It's a big,
It
big,
is
big,
hard.
big, 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 big,
Yeah,
big,
yeah,
big, big, big ask.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's awesome, Rachel. I'm happy that Rachel says that she is watching the show since it started, also a writer with many published works. If you wanted to do, Rachel, you may absolutely drop a link to whatever store that you offer most of your published works from in the chat, and I'm sure people will be happy to check that out. That's awesome for you. I guarantee you that most people who are writing for soap operas have not lived the same life that you have, though. I think that there are writers that are looking for jobs for the most part, and also ones that'll take a soap salary. But it would be good maybe to run things through a historical check. I would say that would probably extend the time it takes to get a script done, though. Because somebody has to go through and then they all say, well, here's all of these crazy inaccuracies or the things that don't mesh with the decisions this character made before.
I guess for me, I just don't really care that much. I mean, I'm looking at a program where, all the kids get sores at least 3 times.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Rachel, you're very, very adamant about your point of view on it, and I can't tell you that you're wrong with it for it. But you're wrong,
So what else, Matt?
I don't know. Let me see. Nina's offer, Ned and Drew. We already talked about that. Ava Austin, we talked about. Ava and Trina, we talked about a little bit. The young adults, we talked about them. Let's see here. Finn's lawsuit. So Finn's being.
Oh yeah, Finn has a lawsuit, doesn't he? And they told him here to get a lawyer right away.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope it ain't. I hope it's not. Not that I don't want to see him. Of course, I want to see Ken Schreiner, but I don't recommend Scotty.
Yeah, I get it. Tyrone, also a big fan and also a writer. He's working on getting his first book published next year. Hopefully you're able to get that happen for you, Tyrone. Would love to write for stories and not recycle the same thing and knows the characters well. Both of you petition Frank Valentini. Send him emails, ideas, scripts, find out who is how to get in touch with Chris and Dan. Like, if you feel like you could make major contributions to GH and really change course for it, go for it. Put your effort into it. Make it happen. I would love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Encouragement. I'm not trying to be crappy. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I hope it's not coming off that way. Like, genuinely. If you have the skill, the talent, the published works behind you, make those connections and get that job. Do it. I would love to. But I'm also not going to learn 60 years in General Hospital in order to do it.
That's your dream job, man.
Well, I mean, I also have to be realistic, like from my own point of view on it. If I were to apply for it, I feel as though I know the content well enough, but I don't know every single thing that has ever happened to all of these characters, and I don't care to learn that. I don't care to learn every single bad thing that Sunny has done, because every single bad thing that Sunny has done might have absolutely nothing to do with the stories that they want me to write. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't lived it though. You guys have lived it. I haven't. I'm just sitting here in this chair and I'm brave enough to put my face on the screen, and that is the difference. That is, I'm not saying that you're not brave. Please don't take that as you're not brave. Oh God.
Stop talking, Matt.
Oh my God. It's just getting so deep. I'm just ruining this, aren't I? Oh God. Thanks for coming, you guys. I do appreciate it. I do. I do. That's it, Ma. That's the list. We talked about it all, I think.
And we talked about everything.
I think we did.
Well, I guess, oh, yeah. I feel bad for Finn, though, a little bit, but something happening with him.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm not offended, Rachel. No worries. Oh, good. We're ending this on a happy note, Ma. Everybody's happy. Nobody's upset with anything that anybody said, and that's how I like to leave things here on the 10th floor. Because if you're mad at me, I don't want to hear about it. I would like that away from my life.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, that's it. No, Rachel, for real though, if you haven't left a link to your works, please, I would love to check out some of the titles that you've published. And keep us in the know, Tyrone, what you got going on as well. That's it. I guess I'm gonna click buttons. I don't know. You got anything else to say?
No, I don't have any, we just have to make sure that everybody likes everything.
Yeah, like, subscribe, happy Thanksgiving, all that kind of stuff. All right,
Happy
folks.
Thanksgiving. And, if you're, I'm cooking on Thanksgiving, so.
Yeah.
I'll be busy.
Yeah. Well, in conclusion, Rachel, hey, how's it going? It's not the writers that are the problem, she says. I would imagine most likely it's the one that is suggesting the storylines. When it comes to who suggests the storylines, it is a big, like, huge group operation, okay? We got the head writers, we've got the showrunners, we've got the producers, and we've got the network. All contributing to the stories that are folded and created and plotted. So you can't even say, oh, it's...
No, thank you for anything. Yeah, ultimately, and they do, and Fido told us they do occasionally.
Mhm.
They, more than occasionally say, nope, Disney doesn't like this.
Yeah. So the network has heavy influence in that as well. Oh, okay, great. Rachel is uploading things to the WGA. Excellent. So there is no website. Just watch television. Rachel might have contributed. Cool. Anyway, so many people are involved in making the decisions as to how these stories are and who gets to do what and all that kind of stuff that it's very difficult to say, well, it's Frank, or it is Chris and Dan, or it is the network. It's kind of a combination of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Go on to the news. Apparently, just some no news. News came through about Rosalind Carter. Good long life.
Hmm.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
We'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you on Twitter at 10th floor GH. Goodbye, everybody.